Ladies and gentlemen, this is actually a very interesting story, and it's something that I didn't really want to talk about because I was thinking about it and I said, well, this could possibly be taking place, and then I thought longer and I said, you know what, it's almost certain that I'm going to suggest something right now. It's almost certain, or I should say it's very likely, that there's possibly, perhaps, a turncoat or a prosecutor in the Durham probe influenced by media to the point where they resigned under the pretext of, not wanting to be influenced by political considerations. So this is CNN. I'm not even going to give you the prosecutor's name because it's a suggestion. Just like Madam Secretary, who will be either on that debate stage or on that ballot, they ain't going with Biden. If they're so inept they go with Biden, then they have major problems, and they want to take their political party for a generation. My prediction stands today more than ever, more than at any time. In about, an hour and a half or so, you'll see Madam Secretary with Kamala Harris. That will be foreshadowing the eventual ticket. But anyway, top prosecutor on a John Durham team resigned. So I'm suggesting something. A top prosecutor working for U.S. Attorney John Durham on the probe of the Russia investigation for Attorney General William Barr has resigned. Okay. Cited colleagues who told the newspaper that the prosecutor was stepping down in part due to concerns of political pressure to deliver a report before the presidential election. Did they care about the Mueller probe before the midterms? No. Did they care about the Southern District of New York going after President Trump before November? No. Do they care about an unverified, completely anonymous, bogus, fake news hoax of an article in the Atlantic that's just basically gossip and hearsay that Trump said something about? Of course not. Nobody cares. When it's on the left, they're completely duplicitous and disingenuous. And Madam Secretary suggests that Tulsi Gabbard is being groomed by the Russians. There's no fact check there. It's just, it's a suggestion. I'm suggesting that there's something going on with this prosecutor leaving. Now, possibly, potentially, Democrats, media, have a person who could be an anonymous source and give all the information pertaining to what John Durham is doing, what William Barr is doing in relation to the investigations of Kevin Kleinsmith, because I'm sure there are further investigations regarding Strzok, McCabe, Clapper, Brennan that involve Kleinsmith's testimony. So you have all of these people very likely saying a whole bunch of different things. Actually, Lisa Page actually contradicted Peter Strzok pertaining to the Clinton email investigation. She said that they had told the FBI to take it easy. DOJ told the FBI to just take it easy on Madam Secretary. Strzok did not say that. Something to that effect. But here, CNN, a source familiar with the matter confirmed she was working on the Russia probe, rejoined the office in March, previously worked for 2 decades for the office. This prosecutor has a by-the-book and methodical reputation that dates back to her previous tenure in the office, and she isn't one to make sudden decisions, the former colleagues say. She's long had a very close working relationship with John Durham. It would be extraordinary for her to have left her longtime colleague unless there was a very good reason in her mind to do it. They're setting the groundwork, by the way. Be here at 9 p.m. Pacific every evening. We have the best late evening live stream in all of YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. And it is a tradition that you should be a part of, especially going into November. President Trump is going to go 8 years. I've been saying that for the past 4 years. NPR quoted me below in 2016. Oh, actually 2015. NPR quoted me. So I was like a year ahead of that election. And I'm telling you, I'm 4 years ahead of this one. President Trump's going 8 years. I've been saying that for the past 4 years. And you watch. The only chance they have is Hillary Clinton. You watch. They ain't going with Botox B. And I don't even want to call him the exhumed body or, the Botox cadaver or the, one fry short of a Happy Meal losing his marbles. I don't even want to say all of that because I feel bad now. That's how bad it is. It is disrespectful and atrocious what Democrats are doing to this man. And anyway, I'll leave it at that. But be here at 9 p.m. Pacific. You have the best late evening live stream in all of YouTube when it comes to politics at 9 p.m. Pacific every night, and it's on this channel. So be here. I have amazing moderators, an amazing chat, and we just have a great time. So be here at 9 p.m. Pacific. Also, subscribe to H.A. Goodman's other channel. I'll be ramping up work and content on that channel. Ladies and gentlemen, I find it very, very interesting that this prosecutor is going to leave right before the election. I find it very interesting also to just think about all the possibilities or all the negative things that could take place with media hounding this prosecutor. Or this prosecutor, let's say, writing a book that'll come out, conveniently, just coincidentally, when McCabe or Comey or Strzok or Brennan or Clapper are potentially being indicted a year from now or 2 years from now. I didn't see any Mueller probe prosecutors resign because they didn't want to tip the scales before the midterms, or because they knew that there was nothing there, or because they were wiping cell phones and federal records clean. I didn't see that. So it's really interesting. Democrats had the DNC emails and the campaign emails warped their minds. The truth about them turned into, well, if the truth about us is published, then we're going to publish falsehoods, anonymous sources, gossip, hearsay, hyperbole, conjecture, just anything but evidence. And we're going to impeach this president on the notion based on government officials that just come out with an opinion. They're like, these people are blowing the whistle. No, they're not. They didn't. They gave an opinion without any direct evidence of criminality. They say that Trump is a criminal. Well, what legal statute did he break? He didn't break the law. Okay, Madam Secretary did. And that's why Comey said, there was no intent there. But the legal statutes don't even involve intent. 18 U.S. Code 793F doesn't even involve intent. And 18 U.S. Code 371, I wrote about this in the Federalist. That's the statute where if you deceive the United States, if you utilize government agencies to deceive people. So, for example, if you go after President Trump based on a dossier of a politician that you want to win, that's against the law. And so that's what Durham is investigating. He's investigating why people engaged in an investigation of Trump based solely on hearsay and gossip purchased by Clinton and then outsourced by Democrats. The CrowdStrike is a company that was outsourced by Democrats. And I wrote about this in the Federalist also. Why is everything linked to Madam Secretary? You can best believe she's not going to be working. She didn't ever really mean that she would work for Biden's administration. That is it's impossible. That's not only is it not feasible, it's not within the realm of possibility in the ever-expanding universe that Madam Secretary would actually work for Biden. It is not within the realm of possibility. The chances are absolutely zero when Madam Secretary said during her DNC speech that she really wanted President Trump to do a good job and she was pulling for him. It's impossible. It is also likewise impossible, not possible, 0% chance that they allowed AOC to endorse Bernie Sanders at the DNC Zoom meeting convention without any ulterior motive. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, they'll pull the switcheroo, and it doesn't have to be, God forbid, a calamity. In Hebrew, the word is chas v'shalom. I don't want a calamity. I'm not predicting a calamity, anybody getting sick or anything, God forbid. I'm not predicting that. I don't know how it's going to happen. I've always stated that. And I've always stated, well, if I said, I did say, yeah, you know what, she'll be getting that nomination at the convention. And I said, if they're so inept, then it'll be before, if they're so inept, they give it actually to Biden, and then it'll be before the debates. And if they're so inept, they go with Biden in the debates, it'll be sometime before November 3rd. I always gave you the caveat, and I always prefaced with, I don't know how it's going to happen. I can't possibly imagine they go with Biden at the debates, but if they do, then they want to take their chances even further. President Trump's going 8 years. So we're going to party on this channel, H.A. Goodman's other channel. I have my third channel that I need to do something with. I'll start a gardening channel, cooking channel, whatever. We're going to party. I used to be the biggest Bernie Sanders booster on the internet. My articles went viral in The Hill, The Huffington Post, and Salon. And now I'm supporting President Trump. And how you go from Bernie to Trump, I explain in The Federalist. Read my article below in the pinned comment and description. President Trump, as a Jewish American who supports Israel, cares very much about the Jewish homeland, because there's only one country in the world. One country, okay? Other ethnicities and religions and people have numerous countries. There's one country for Jewish people. One. And even that's, and the left can't stand that even, okay? So then you have to ask yourself about anti-Semitism in this country. The left can't even stand that. And then we can go on forever. They focused only on one country, okay? The country with the most freedoms within that region of the world, which is a fact. But anyway, a huge, enormous accomplishment between the UAE, one of the most influential countries in the region and in the world, and Israel. And so you have a huge diplomatic accomplishment there. You have Serbia and Kosovo, just 20 years ago, atrocities taking place. 30 years ago, atrocities taking place. And now you have a brokered economic diplomatic ties. And so President Trump deserves the Nobel Peace Prize. I mean, if President Obama got the Nobel Peace Prize for doing nothing, Trump should get the Nobel Peace Prize for two major accomplishments. And of course, they're going to downplay everything. He was the first president to step foot in North Korea. The first president to step foot in North Korea. That's a huge, huge paradigm-changing moment. Oh, it was a photo op. Oh, this, that. They live in the most petulant, they're miserable. The left is miserable. Because every day they're reminded they lost 2016. And believe me, you and I will remind them every single day after November 3rd, you lost twice. It should be just hashtag you lost twice. And hopefully Twitter ceases to exist years from now. Because I don't think what Trump is going to do is not only taking down the Democratic Party, taking down people, corrupt intel officials who set him up and framed him, taking down Hollywood. He's also going to take down social media. Because the worst thing to ever happen to humanity, and also the Democratic Party, is the bubble that they have on Twitter. That's why I left Twitter. I don't have Twitter, okay, in addition to getting a death threat, but I don't have Twitter, okay? But I don't have a Twitter account. If you see anyone impersonating me, contact Twitter, take screenshots, report that profile, but I don't have Twitter or Facebook. I don't have any platform. I'm only on YouTube. And I have this channel, H.A. Goodman's other channel. That's it. I don't have Facebook, no Twitter, no nothing. Not any other platform. But YouTube is actually pretty awesome because I can communicate with people who want to hear my thoughts. Other platforms, it's just like they live in this world. It's like Tron. And so when you live your life despising President Trump, trying to mitigate and undermine everything he does, or sweep under the rug all the corruption on the left, you get this really, really dangerous and unfortunate reality where you have somebody, in this case, leaving the Durham probe, And who knows? I'm not accusing this person. For all I know, she could be completely, above board and she just wanted to leave. No big deal. But if this person, if suddenly you hear, let's put it this way, if suddenly you hear, think about, like The Atlantic with another article about, a year from now, or 5 months from now, or a month from now, or a week before the election. Think about an expose on the Durham probe, where they finally get all this information on the true intention of the Durham probe, and unnamed sources saying that William Barr wants this